Hey guys, how's it going? I'm back here with a how-to video on how to use this board to set up positions and just study different aspects of the game. So I'm only going to do a couple of quick examples, and I'm just going to do like some opening scenarios and see what kind of responses we get from the computer. I'm going to do a very nice positional in-game study that I saw Daniel King doing his Power Play Chess channel. I think I remember seeing this puzzle quite some time ago, but it's one of the best puzzles I think I've ever seen. But anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into the main menu here. And I'm going to go down to set pieces. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play through this couple of variations of this I guess this Sicilian of the so-called Gaussian variation, or sometimes I've heard people call it the Carlson variation. I think Lawrence Trent done a video, a chess pace video on this before, and knight c6 is typically about, you're going to get that probably 98% of the times or more. They are all the moves, but I'm just going to play this main line just for illustration purposes. And I just want to show you how you study, how I would go about kind of studying an opening here. What I would do is I would now have my move as white, have the computer set to expert, and I would play the game out, or any mode you want. You could do this on friendly mode or challenging mode, and just see what response I get from black after I make my next move. Then I would finish the game out, or maybe play several moves, and then I would set this position back up again and play it again to see if we get a different response from the computer. So let's just do that. I believe I've already have it set to white going this way. Everything looks good. Computer plays black. Let me make sure that I actually have the game set to, it's on expert. Okay, that's good. Go back into set pieces and we hit play. So therefore it's my move, and I'm going to move here, which is queen to d2, which is pretty much the only, hold up here, got an issue here. Oh, I see what's happening here. Let me go back out and reset something. I had a little issue with the setup piece here. Just let me set that up again. Sometimes it glitches a little bit. Well, I don't know if it's what you would call a glitch or whatever, but sometimes you have to do a little bit more manual set on it or what have you. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and move again. Queen e2 really, according to the quote-unquote theory, is really the only real move here. Okay, the computer played g6. Now, again, I'm just going to do this for illustration, so I'm not going to play this game out. But what I would do here is just keep playing the game and see how to play against g6 and what kind of ideas could I generate. But since it's for illustration, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into the main menu. I'm going to go back to set pieces. I'm going to set this pawn back here, set this queen back here. Okay, according to the screen, everything is good. I'm going to hit the play. I'm going to hit this button here, make sure everything is set correctly. Hit the play button again. And now I'm going to move my queen back to e2 again. Let's see if the computer gets the same response. Okay, he is giving the same response. Okay. Because I know I've done this already in the past, and sometimes you get different responses right away. Sometimes if you go back, like I'm about to do again, you should see at some point different scenarios. All right, let's hit the play button again. And it's a little cumbersome, but at the same time, I mean, this board is limited, but if you were to buy this board, I mean, you could still work within its limitation to use it as some sort of training tool. And it's thinking a little bit longer this time. Still going g6, okay. All right, so I'm gonna try it one more time, but if it don't work this time, I'm gonna just move on. But you get the point of what you could do here, how you could use this here. All right, so make sure everything is set correctly. Hit play. Come back, queen to e2 again. See what the computer, okay, now it gives a different move. See, that's pretty good. It's going E6 now. So then what you would do is you would play this out and, you know, just see what kind of ideas can you generate from the difference between E6 versus G6. That's how I would go about setting up, you know, studying the opening. And in fact, you can do the middle game just the same way. I'm not going to set up a middle game position because, you know, middle games can be very complicated. So anyway, what you would do is wait till you get to a key position in the middle game. Well, maybe you made a good move or a bad move, or your opponent made a good move or a bad move, and you kind of let the computer play whichever side you want to see. Say if you made a bad move, maybe you let the computer play your side, and you play your opponent's defense or offense, and see how the computer reacts to it, and you can kind of learn from that. All right, so now we're going to go back to set pieces. Now this end game that I'm about to show you is probably one of the best end games that I've ever seen. And the big reason is that you can actually, even though it's a composition studied by a guy named Metronov, I believe. Yeah, Metronov and Mitrofanov in 1953. Those names kind of trip me up a little bit sometimes, but anyway. This game really, I mean, this position really seems like something that just very resembles something that could actually happen in a real game. And I mean, it's quite beautiful and fascinating how once you really see the subtleties in how you win this game, and it is quite the fascinating position, and you'll see why. And let's see here, we take everything off here. We're gonna let the computer play black. Let's make sure everything is set up here on our little screen. Everything here is set up correctly. Everything is set up correctly, yeah. All right, so it's white to move. Let's make sure everything is good to move. White to move, all right. And the computer plays black. I'm gonna hit play. So the computer obviously wouldn't, we're gonna see, I got the score displayed over here. Let's see once I make my move here. And really, there's no, if you look at their position, look at, first of all, whites are roped down, okay. So there's that. But there's only one real move here. There's nothing that really can stop this pawn from going here and going check. And if he moves his king, he can get a check in with the queen or the rook. And, you know, basically it's going to be lights out at that point. So the only real move here, when you look at a puzzle like this, maybe you can find yourself in a game like this. This is how you create a fantasy position. The only real move here is to go queen h4. I mean h5 check. He has to take it, right? So now, for some reason, it's not displaying the score here. Let me see if I can. Oh yes, displaying the score is. Oh, it's saying plus 185. That's unbelievable. And actually, there's it's more than plus 185. It's like almost a forced checkmate here, but not really. You'll see how it goes. It's got long ways to go here. Now he's trying to get off that diagonal to keep the check, and if you look at it, King G3 really stalemates the king, and he's threatening checkmate on F7, and the computer is making the right move. I do have this on expert, by the way. You have to go queen G7. That is the only move that stops it. So when bishop takes, the computer probably going to move fast on this. There's only one move that stops checkmate. He has to go here to rook to D5. But now, bishop C4 threatens checkmate again on E2. Bishop goes here. Only way to stop that, bishop takes. There's only one sensible move here to stop the checkmate. Well, he could. Well, see, he's doing it. He's going ahead and getting himself in trouble early. And I'll show you what happened. We're going to go back and I'll go back and show you why rook to B5 is the better defense. But here it makes no difference at all. like doing this just makes the end of part of the game just more accelerated, because you're going to go here, check, only one move, and then you're going to go back here. As you see, that's the subtlety, that he can't move away from the pin here. And if just pushing here, that's all that does, is just you just go here. You know, in this case, it just makes, what he's doing is making the game a lot easier than it would be. And once he pushed the pawn, you just move the bishop back and forth, because you get to see the hallmark of why the bishop kind of stronger than the knight, because the bishop can move and still be attacking the same square. Bishop here, bishop here. Okay, queen, he just go ahead and just gives up the bishop here, because, I mean, the rook here, because it's inevitable that you have to give it up. All right, so let's go back to the board is going to light up here, but anyway, let's just go back to the other position here, which would be here. Let's see, I can't remember where it was at. Okay, yeah, here. Let's see, put this pawn back, put this back, put this back. All right, so the idea here is that the best move in this position here, obviously, would go over here to block the rook out, and you would think, aha, you know, that he's finally blocked the bishop. But however, white has completely put black in zoot swung with king h3. So whatever, he can only move his rook or his pawn, neither one. You know, if he comes, say, only thing he could do is come here or come here to C. I mean, the only thing he could do is come to B2 to stop checkmate. And let's say if he came to B2, I mean, the only situation that would be is that he would just come here and threaten checkmate. So it's basically, this is one of the most elegant studies I've ever seen. And I'd recommend you showing somebody this end game, because it really gives a very way to look, a way to think about fantasy positions, I think. And that's the important thing when you're trying to come up with something. Because sometimes you're just in a dire situation, but you know, spidey senses are tingling, just saying something is there. And you need to try to come up with something that's for real and a really good plan. So that's generally how I think about positions as such, and actually when I'm playing the real tournament play. But anyway, I hope this video helped you all. Please give me a thumbs up or give subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers fast, so I can get my monetization back from YouTube, and also so I can get other things, like I can do my premieres and have a community, tools inside of my creator interface for YouTube. So anyway, and also if you can read the description, that'd be great. Fully read the description, that'd be great. But anyway, thanks a lot. Till next time, you all have a good one.